y'all, making another video. Somebody today I was listening to, they brought up the fact that, when they were younger, because, whatever time it happened, it was just when people was younger. Not everybody, but some people this happened to. They was touched in the wrong way. They were violated. What they call it, SA8 or the M word, when they were younger. So one lady was talking about how she was 5, and the other lady, I don't know, I've known some people that were teenagers when this happened and stuff like that, right? And if that thing has happened to you, and then they was talking about love, it can trick you. It can kind of mess your mind up a little bit, because whether you thought this person actually cared about you, it caught you by surprise, or you like, well, dang, like, especially if you thought this person cared about you, like, you don't even know up from down at that point. You're like, what the heck just happened, and what is going on? And you like, man, like, I literally, like, cared about this person, you know what I mean? And then they did this, you know what I mean? I just want you to, I just want, I want you to, most people will need help with this, okay? I want you to go get some counseling by a trusted, when I say trusted, ethical therapist or counselor. I want you to do that. And yeah, I at least want you to do that. And I want you to talk to somebody. And they might have groups. I don't know if this would be benefit, because I'm gonna say groups to help, like sharing certain things. I don't know if that would be, it probably would. It could be helpful, and it could be, and then how they got through certain things, right? It could be helpful, or it could be, how you doing? What are you looking at? Like, people are nosy as heck. What the hell going on? Nosy butt. What was I gonna say? You can be helped by that, or you can be stunned by that. So it just depends. But I think it might help, because the only reason I'm saying it, when I was young, I might have been in like middle school or high school, but it was, for some reason, we were at vacation Bible school, or was it, we went vacation Bible school, it was Bible school, right? Is that what you call it, like Wednesday nights? I think it's Bible school, something like that. It's been so long. But anyways, me, and I had a lot of, church friends and stuff like that. We grew up together and all that. Cool people. I was going to say something. It was we didn't have no boys in the class that day, and they were cool. They were really cool. And we always had a boy or two or more boys in the class, stuff like that. We had not like a medium-sized church or whatever. And it was just so funny. There was no boys there that day. And the teacher, she was cool. She was younger. I think she was like in her 20s at the time. So like older 20s. And there was no guys there that day. And for some reason, one of the girls who I was cool with, we were friends. And I don't know where she is now. But something happened to her recently, and it just opened the door for us to have this conversation. And as women, and I know I'm just speaking about women, but this stuff don't only happen to women. This happens to guys sometimes, and I wish guys would not say, we do have to allow guys to be more open to talk about stuff like this, because, and they might not talk about it the same way we talk about it, because they're guys, but about abuse, the SA and all that stuff like that, because I think this will be healing. This stuff like that, because you don't want to judge people, and you know, people like, oh, well, you gonna be this way and that way. Maybe so, and then maybe not. Some people don't eat. They don't end up being, you know, whether it's the opposite sex or the same or whatever, right? They don't end up being, you know, what they say, the same sex stuff, because, you know, same type. I'm gonna say that, same genderish like them. They might not even like that, but something might have happened to them with the same type, and it wasn't their fault. But a lot of people might look at it like, oh, you gonna be, you know, and all this judgmental crap. Stop doing it, because that might not even be the case, but they might be struggling with some stuff. Just, I don't know, not even identity, you know, not the you know, I'm talking about the identity. It might just be just confused, just not being able to trust people, you know what I mean? Always watching their back. People that's been through that, they know what I'm talking about. And they might have got over it once they got to be untold, because they felt like, hey, I can protect myself now, you know, and all that. But just a surprise, a shock that this stuff could happen. She opened up, the girl, going back to this, the girl, she opened up, and it was like, oh, we were all crying and stuff, because she said it was her cousin, one of her guy cousins. And it's not always a guy, y'all, but it was, in this particular situation, was one of her guy cousins that she grew up around. He didn't hang out around him. She was a little tomboy, and he never did anything to hurt her. Never did anything to, you know, like touch her and do weird stuff that she knew of. She didn't know. And she said she was, I think we were like, she might have been 16 at the time, 16, 15. And she was like, y'all, he did this to me. Like, he really did it, you know, went all the way. And she was like, I can't believe he did that. Like, I think she was, and then some people can be naive to what's about to happen when it does happen. And the essay stuff can happen in different ways. It can be, you know, like the N-word, the molestation part, kind of like that, if that makes sense. Y'all let me know if that makes sense. I don't know all the different terms and stuff like that, but it can be different, you know. But it was like, she, like, I don't know, like, it's always weird. And then you know, think about it, she was a virgin, never had anything, so she's like, okay, well, you know, I don't know if he's like, come here, or it just, things, if you've been through it, you know, things happen in all kind of ways that it's just something that you don't expect. And she was just so hurt. She was crying, and we were all crying together. And then the other girls shared their stories. Some girls had never been through that, but they felt so bad for her or the other girls. But I'm just saying, we all shared things, whether, you know, we've been through it or not. Some people were older or younger when it happened, or some people had been through a lot of things that happened a lot of times, but they just felt like they could not tell their parents. And I'm trying to remember, I can't remember if her mom, I really liked her mom, but I can't remember if her mom believed her or not. There was her uncle, and of course that's her mom's brother. But I don't know if he went to jail. He should have. But I think the family, they separated them. You know, this is the thing about the old school families, and I'm thinking we're really getting away from that. I'm so happy about that. Yeah, you know, like I say, my group, like, we spoil our kids and stuff like that, but we protect the heck out of them, you know what I'm saying? Because we knew a lot of stuff that happened to us. We shouldn't have been in certain places, and we shouldn't have been able to do a lot of stuff that we did and be around a lot of things. We should have had more what do you call it, censorship, but we just didn't. We have no censorship, y'all. If y'all look at them old movies back in the day, kids cursing, smoking, kissing, you know, grown-ups, and all kind of stuff in environments they shouldn't have been in, on the doggone kids movies. So y'all just think about what we was going through when we was younger. Like, man, And some of us, we escape situations, and we just thinking it's a thrill. Man, you. Anyways, so that's why, like, a lot of people, they're like, they just really, for our group, honey, it's kind of good, because it's like, now I think a lot of people talk to their kids more about this and that. They ain't letting that stuff slide no more. They ain't letting it slide. Shoot, cut you off. You going to jail. You hear me? You going to prison. But I just want y'all to talk to somebody, because it'll help you. And also, the girl was saying, like, you really, because you'll be confused a bit, but you need to know yourself. You need to learn how to love yourself. All this stuff, because you're going to have to learn, because if not, you're going to go through a series of really, really bad being with people that don't love themselves, therefore they don't love you or don't know how to show you love, and they can cause a lot more damage. But it will grow you. It can harden you too. And you're going to be hard. Hard as a rock when it comes to your heart. Cold as ice. And yeah. And I know even some people might not have been through that, but then you might be dealing with people who've been through certain things, right? Neglect, been harmed, and all kind of stuff. Whatever. And then they just got a heart full, just cold. And you just can't get through. You can't fix people unless they want to be fixed, okay? You can't help people unless they want to be helped. Well, they have to fix themselves, but you can't help to fix them if they don't want that. Some people don't even know that they need to be fixed and helped. Don't say that they need to be helped. They don't know. So, sometimes you have to move on. You can pray for them, whatever, speak good of them. You still have love for them. But it's best to get out. When you love yourself, you'll start recognizing that stuff really early. You'll be like, oh, I see. This person, because you're going to be thinking like, this person think I'm a this and that. This person think I'm this and that. I'm slow. I'm this and that, right? They trying to play on me, right? Well, really, they playing on themselves. Really, all the stuff that they doing to you, they internally, they feel that about themselves. And you need to, when you love yourself and like yourself, you won't deal with it. But when you don't, you're confused about love and trusting and being able to trust a person, you will allow that stuff because you're confused. You don't know that you're worthy of love and care and nurturing and kindness and all that stuff like that. You got to build your self-esteem up first, and then you can love yourself. Not in an egotistical way, because sometimes I know when I was working on myself a long time ago, and people can tell you, oh, you look beautiful, you're pretty, all these things, and you don't believe that. You have to build that up in yourself. You have to know that in yourself. Okay? Everybody has beauty inside of them, no matter how they look. But you have to know that. You have to have esteem, self-esteem. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. You have to do that work yourself. So work on loving you, work on your self-esteem, and work on liking yourself. Work on loving yourself. I don't know, whichever way I'm gonna say work on loving yourself, and then you'll like yourself more. If that makes sense. And then you start liking yourself. You're like, man, I like this. I like you. I like you. I like who I see in the mirror. Just cry. Whatever. Like, I want you to feel so much love. Just say it until, just cry about it. Like, because this is what's probably going to happen when you first start. You got to look in that mirror, look yourself in the eye, look yourself all over. Some people say, take all your clothes off. Get naked and look at yourself, who you are. And if you want to, look better, maybe you ain't looking how you want to look, then you can, if you can do something about it, do it. It might take a little time. It might not take that long, okay? But do it, okay? And love yourself. Love yourself, and then you will find love, or you can love somebody, okay? Because somebody could come along. You might be praying for somebody good to come along, but you ain't worth you know what I'm talking about? You ain't worth nothing. Because you ain't worked on yourself, and then you go around hurting people. Hurt people. Okay? I done been there before. Okay? Alright, so I hope this helps somebody. Y'all like coming and try. I hope this helps somebody, but you're gonna have to get help, baby, and whatever. Learn to love yourself. There are some safe people to be around. There are some loving people out there, okay? And yeah, and just, I mean, it's cool to listen to people about game and all that, like game people running and all that stuff like that, but when you really learn to love yourself and all that stuff like that, you won't even have to put up with game. You'll notice game right off the bat, whether you know it's game or not. You be like, I just don't like that. Not putting up with that. I'm moving on. Okay? Men or women. Game. When you love yourself enough, you have standards and all that stuff like that, you can be like, I don't like that. Whether you know it's game or not, you're going to be saving yourself from the game. You're like, wow, I didn't realize this person trying to run game. Because I don't put up with that. So yeah, y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Love yourself, and like, comment, and subscribe. I will try to make more videos. I just, like I said, I've been what was it? Missing in action. MIA? Yeah, MIA. I've just been chilling. Just been, man, life has been busy lately. But it's good. Life is good. It's good. It's good, y'all. And just want y'all to be the best y'all can be. Don't worry about nobody else and what they doing. That's what's making people be the way they are. Be destructive, because they feel like they gotta one up somebody. You ain't gotta one up nobody. I don't care. Look, man, when you love yourself, you ain't gotta worry about what nobody else doing. Do you? And then the good people will be magnetized to you. They'll respect you. Even those people whose hearts are hardened and stuff like that, they will respect you at some point. When they look back, they're like, man, that was a real one. Like, wow, you ain't gotta deal with them, but just, hey, you ain't gotta show off. Just do you, love you. I guess, and then I was talking to, like I said, this person yesterday, and then they was like, well, and we're cool, and they know how I am, and a lot of people that know me know how I am. Like, I might have a resting bee face and stuff like that. I have this demeanor, like, when I don't feel like smiling, I just don't smile. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the way my face look. And maybe it's a bone structure or whatever, right? But, he said a couple people said, like this one lady, she was like, she knew him. She was like, is she nice? And all that stuff. Like, don't even know me from nowhere. Don't know me. You ain't even spoke to me before. He said, is she nice? She looks like she's mean. She look like she a bee. And then I'm like, hey, that's cool. You can think what you think. You'll miss out on this blessing. Because I'm a very good person. I'm going to say good person. I think I'm good. Like, I'm good to people that's good to me. For people who ain't good to me, I don't fool with them. I could be that worst nightmare, but I just rather just not fool with them. Because if I take you through there, because I can play the games. I can be on one, okay? But sometimes when you're being a better you just decide, you know what, let me just let them have it. Let me just do my thing. Let me just completely ignore you. I don't even know you exist. Sometimes you don't even know if people exist. If they in that low energy. If you want to know how a person is, if you want to know if they're nice, just because people are smiling all the time and all nice and cheerful, how you doing, all this stuff like that, everybody else, I like that. Some of them people, they ain't worth the D word. They talking about you behind your back and all that stuff like that. So everything that glitters is not gold, and every person that smile is not good. I want y'all to ponder on that before you think somebody is a BITC, you know what I'm talking about, or a-hole and all that stuff like that. Maybe, hey, how you doing? everybody don't have good days all the time. You know, they don't even know you. Maybe have a conversation with them. You might feel like, dang, that person pretty cool. You know, a lot of people I have conversations with, I'm like, dang, they like, hey, you pretty cool. You all right with me. And it's vice versa. We didn't know each other, but we had quick conversation. And like, or even some people who are seen or tend to be buttholes. Sometimes they might just need somebody to be nice to them. They might not ever have somebody to be nice to them. You can break the ice. Just never know. But don't judge people all. Try not to judge people all the time. Now, if they're out here doing something you see that's really crazy, and you know the situation. We don't even know every situation, though. Let's try not to judge people too much, y'all. Get to know them first. But I want y'all to think about these things. Like, comment, and subscribe. All right? Like, comment, and subscribe. Princess Diana.